Part 83. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 821. Therefore, Feng Qingxiu called Zhang Xiaoyu. Sister Shui, why do you have time to call me? We usually write letters after receiving Feng Qingxiu's call. Zhang Xiaoyu was very happy. First she screamed, "Tell Zibao to talk to me, ask Zibao to speak." She missed Zibao. Feng Qingxiu put the microphone to Zibao's ear, and Zibao gave a surprised sound. "Zibao, guess who I am?" Zhang Xiaoyu was like a child, very happy to hear Zibao's voice. Sister, hearing the familiar voice in his memory, Zibao let out a cry. He looked left and right again and again, but never saw Zhang Xiaoyu's figure. He said unhappily, "There is no sister. Sister, where are you? Baby. I didn't see you." The baby is not happy. Zhang Xiaoyu laughed loudly, "Sister, I'm on the phone. When will you come to play with sister?" "Phone." Zibao said, picked up the phone and threw it to the ground. Feng Qingxiu grabbed it back and put it to her ear again. "Xiaoyu, don't joke with Zibao." He almost dropped the phone. "Let's see if you can come out." Zhang Xiaoyu covered her mouth and laughed. "Let's get down to business, Sister Shui, if you have anything to say, just tell me. I have nothing to do without going to the Three Treasures Palace. I have something to ask of you." Feng Qingxiu went straight to the point without beating around the bush. "You said it, I'm listening. My nephew Lu Tianjun, as I mentioned to you before, is Zibao's first cousin. Because of the background of the Lu family, he couldn't go to college after graduating from high school, so we wanted to arrange for him to join the army. But, you also know that Zibao Bao's father's every move is being watched by others. I'm afraid something will happen if I ask someone to help him. So, do you know anyone who is responsible for the recruitment? Give Tianwan a chance to run. Apart from the composition issue, his standards are not good. If the standards are met, we will have no complaints." Zhang Xiaoyu couldn't help but smile. "I thought it was a big thing that I couldn't do, but it turned out to be such a trivial thing. For our family, arranging 10 or 8 people to serve as soldiers is not even a small effort. Shui sister, please feel free to leave it to me, because the person in charge of recruiting soldiers in your area this time is my dad's former guard. Ask my dad to call him later." This news was quite unexpected. Feng Qingxiu had no idea that it would be the fault of the real master. "In that case, I'm sorry to bother you, Xiaoyu. Let's meet another day and I'll treat you to dinner." "Okay. When you come to Beijing, I want to eat Quanjued roast duck, 1 duck and 3." Zhang Xiaoyu was full of rudeness, and then lowered her voice. "Sister Shui, you should be more careful recently. I don't know what happened specifically. I can't tell you clearly. My father and brother didn't tell me to stay quiet and stay out of trouble. I'm also telling you, except for the old leader's instructions, don't get involved in anything else. It won't be a good thing if you make peace, so you must remember it." Feng Qingxiu looked serious and said solemnly, "Don't worry, I will remember it." Zhang Xiaoyu's voice quickly returned to its previous briskness. "Then let Zibao talk to me." Zibao shouted into the microphone, "Sister, I can't get in." "What?" Zhang Xiaoyu didn't react for a moment. "The phone is small, but the baby is very big. I can't get in and can't find my sister." Zibao frowned in distress. Zhang Xiaoyu chuckled and said, "It doesn't matter. If I have a chance tomorrow, my sister will come find you, okay? Good." Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 822. In the dead of night, Feng Qingxiu conveyed Zhang Xiaoyu's words to Lu Zhang, hoping that he would act cautiously and not cause trouble. Lu Zhang thought for a while, nodded, and said, "Zhang Xiaoyu is young and has a straight heart. She would not have such knowledge. It probably comes from her father and brother, but they don't understand the old leader too well. Do you understand? What do you understand? Feng Qingxiu's eyes sparkled with curiosity. If you really understand, then why were you decentralized for 2 years in your previous life? If it were me a few years ago, I would be like a stupid young man who only knew how to run rampant. Maybe I wouldn't understand it, but now I can see some skills. Lu Zhang sighed, and then lowered his voice very low. What's the situation now? To put it bluntly, it's a battle between dragons and tigers. The tigers can't compete with the real dragon and the emperor. The reason for all this is that the tigers rely on the great achievements they have established and want to be the master of the country. Only the old leader is different. Feng Qingxiu was stunned. She understood what Lu Zhang said, but she just understood it, so she was particularly shocked. The meaning revealed by Lu Zhang refreshed her view. You. Feng Qingxiu couldn't find a topic for a while and didn't pick it up for a long time. According to what Lu Zhang said, wouldn't some of the information he could see have been modified by later generations? She is a commoner herself, does not understand politics, and has never studied the rights and wrongs of that period of history. Now her head is really confused, and she does not know who is right and wrong. Lu Zhang said calmly, Dad always tells us or uncles to follow the path of the old leader. It doesn't mean surrendering to the old leader, but Dad understands that the most selfless to the people is the old leader. It's a pity that the old leader can't stand alone. Did you find out? He himself has no so-called confidants, but many tigers want to exclude the real dragon for their own purposes. Plan? What are you plotting? Be the master of the common people. Lu Zhang was indifferent, but these simple words were very powerful. Be the master of the people? This sentence contains a lot of information. Feng Qingxiu immediately covered her mouth, then raised her other hand to cover Lu Jiang's mouth. Don't say it, be careful that walls have ears. Lu Zhang pulled her hand down and said with a smile, I know, so I'll tell you quietly under the covers. Feng Qingxiu's face turned red. Not serious. Who says I'm not serious? I'm very serious. The harmony of husband and wife is the harmony of yin and yang, which is the right way of heaven and earth. After a night of training and detailed analysis by Lu Zhang, Feng Qingxiu finally understood some of the misunderstandings she had about the old leader deep in her heart, those misunderstandings that were hidden under respect. Those who are evaluated highly by future generations may not necessarily be truly superior people, and those who may be evaluated negatively by future generations may not necessarily be truly bad people. No one is perfect. To put it bluntly, everything stems from class struggle. Perhaps, this is politics, full of invisible swords and swords, which is not something that a little girl like me can understand. However, Lu Zhang once again discovered his wife's intelligence and keenness, and couldn't help but hold her to cultivate her understanding of the situation. As a result, Feng Qingxiu got up late the next day, and when she opened her eyes, she saw Fu Bao holding his rub cream on her face. Fu Bao, what are you doing? Feng Qingxiu sat up with a roar. Apply the fragrant fragrance. Mom, apply the fragrant fragrance. Fu Bao rubbed his little hands on his face, trying to push away the cream on his cheeks and spread it evenly. Fragrant fragrance. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 823. So small, yet so beautiful. Feng Qingxiu was angry and funny, yelling at Lu Zhang to wipe Fu Bao's face with a wet towel. Lu Zhang yawned and sat up. Isn't it just ice cream? You apply it to them every day, so now it's easier for her to put it on herself? My eldest daughter is beautiful, and she looks even better when she puts on ice cream. Hearing this, Fu Baok was happy and his eyes were bright. Can what I usually use be the same as what I use for them? Feng Qingxiu glared at him. That is not the cream that is suitable for all ages in this era, but the sunscreen you squeeze into the cream bottle. How can a baby who is a little over 1 year and 2 months use adult sunscreen? Lu Zhang got off the Kong, found a towel, soaked it in water, and said to his daughter, Fu Bao, Dad must also listen to Mom. So, I'm sorry, eldest daughter. Fu Bao kept shaking his head, no, no. When Feng Qingxiu came to wipe her face, she hurriedly avoided it and ran behind Lu Zhang. At that time, all 4 members of the family were on the Kong, and Zibao opened his arms to shield his sister from her mother. My sister is beautiful, please put on the fragrance, Zibao said. You know nothing. Feng Qingxiu touched a handful of the short hair on the top of his head, climbed behind Lu Zhang and caught Fu Bao, covered her face with a wet towel to wipe off the sunscreen, and spoke with great foresight when Fu Bao opened his mouth. While crying, she said, Mom, let me wash your face. After washing your face, put some fragrance on it. Fu Bao's open mouth immediately closed, apply the fragrance. Not only did I wash my face and put on cream, I also had to comb 2 beautiful little hairdos and tie up my hair with a red hair tie. The Lu family's diet is rich in nutrients, and the 2 children have sufficient energy and blood. Their hair is black and thick, and they grow very fast. How long has it been? Zibao is no longer bald now, and Fu Bao's hair can be tied into 2 small buns. Fu Bao looked at the mirror for a long time, then pointed at 11 Bao's discarded floral cotton jacket and floral cotton pants. Wear it. In other words, the face and lining are old, and the cotton in the middle is new. When Feng Qingxiu can use her own means, try to give her children the best. Putting on her floral cotton jacket and trousers, and covering her body with a leather vest that Zibao could no longer wear, Fu Bao pointed to a pair of red cotton shoes and a red cloth-covered lambskin hat that Feng Qingxiu had made for her. Of the pretty Fu Bao stole the show at the New Year's Day bonfire dinner. I have never seen a more handsome child than Fu Bao. Ye Zhenjun sat with Fu Bao on his lap, and turned around to see 11 Bao. Hey, where did the little guy go? He even told me to eat roast mutton during the day. Feng Qingxiu pursed her lips towards the bustling crowd. Look at the soldiers wrestling. The most eye-catching one, okay. The almost 4-year-old little guy just sat on Lu Jiang's shoulders and clapped loudly. Guo Kui turned around and glanced, pursed her lips and smiled. He is a boy after all. He likes the excitement of men, but he doesn't like playing with us mothers. How do you like the bacon brought by your predecessor? Hi. Do you like to eat it? If so, I still have it. Guo Kui and the old leader are from the same hometown, and their hometown is rich in bacon. The year before last, Ye Zhenjun and Commander Chen went to the capital for a meeting, and Guo Kui returned to her hometown. Last year, she wanted to return to the army, but her daughter-in-law was about to give birth, so she went to take care of her and her granddaughter. She didn't come back until a few days ago. Feng Qingxiu hurriedly smiled and said, it tastes very good. I haven't finished it yet. I'll take Zibao to ask for it after I finish. Back to the 60s, the struggle career of a charmed wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 824. Just after New Year's Day, Feng Qingxiu received a call from Zhang Xiaoyu. Sister Shui, everything has been arranged. Just ask Lu Tianjun to sign up directly. As long as all aspects meet the standards, no one will eliminate him because of his composition. Zhang Xiaoyu was as cheerful as before, and both of them the sentence is inseparable from Zibao. Where is Zibao? Is he with you? Let him talk to me. It doesn't matter if he can't get into the phone. Feng Qingxiu laughed and said, unfortunately, neither Zibao nor Fu Bao is with me. Zhang Xiaoyu was stunned, then patted her forehead. Yes, today is Sunday, I went to my dad's place to make a call. Brother Lu took the children out to play, only in this way can we explain the absence of the two children from Fengqing. Snow around. Feng Qingxiu loved the child so much that she would not let the child leave her eyes for a moment. Xiaoyu, I just discovered that you are very smart today, Feng Qingxiu said with a smile. I have always been wise and powerful. Zhang Xiaoyu was not modest at all, and then lowered her voice. By the way, Sister Shui, let me tell you something. Are you willing to tell the person involved, that is you and Brother Lu? It's about that. Feng Qingxiu asked what happened. Zhang Xiaoyu opened her hand to cover her mouth and said to the microphone, it's Chen Chen. Didn't Bai Shui say before that Chen Chen asked her to borrow 50 yuan? At that time, Sister Feng Ying and I were because Bai Shui didn't say anything. Afterwards, did I tell you about the disgusting things Chen Chen did after returning to the capital? No, what did Chen Chen do? What Zhang Xiaoyu called disgusting, could it be the relationship between a man and a woman? Zhang Xiaoyu hummed, you told us that the whistleblower about that inspection was Chen Chen. We are fed up with Chen Chen and are very wary of her. We don't have a close relationship with her and we can't stop her from seeking her own death. What did she do? She suddenly used 4 words to describe it, seeking death. Chen Chen asked Bai Shui to borrow 50 yuan. She didn't dare to go to the hospital to have an abortion. She didn't know where she found a midwife. She made soup with the safflower the midwife gave her and drank it. She gave 30 yuan to the midwife. Sure enough, it was a miscarriage. Chen Chen had nothing to do. He used the remaining 20 yuan to nurse himself back to health for a few months. Then he fooled around with the political commissar and was caught by the other party's wife, but the political commissar's wife she didn't dare to cause trouble, for fear of affecting her husband's future, but instead targeted Chen Chen everywhere, causing a mess. Many people here were laughing at Captain Wan Xingguo, who was far away and didn't know that he was wearing a cuckold. It's disgusting to hear, Captain Wan is stationed at the border, and it's really unfair to get such a result. Although Wan Xingguo was older and Chen Chen was younger, and their looks were not very compatible, no one forced Chen Chen to marry Wan Xingguo. The army arranged for female soldiers to marry, and it was basically done with the consent of the female soldiers, and they were not forced. And even gave them a choice, and many of them chose their own husbands. Aren't there a lot of unmarried young women in the art troupe? Zhang Xiaoyu is one of them, and so is Tao Zhenzhen. Feng Qingxiu felt that there was something wrong with Chen Chen's mind. She knew that the behavior of men and women in this era was very important. She had reported others in such a name before, causing those who were punished in the art troupe to be despised now, but she had messed around with men and women after marriage. Is that political commissar younger than Wan Xingguo? Not necessarily. To be able to become the political commissar of the military region, one will only be older than Wan Xingguo, not younger than him. Back to the 60s, the struggle career of a charmed wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 825. In any case, Wan Xingguo is a soldier of the country and their brother. Feng Qingxiu doesn't want to have a situation where everyone outside knows about Chen Chen's affair and only Wan Xingguo is the last one to know about it, so she tells Lu Zhang about it. Look, you decide whether to tell Wan Xingguo or what to do. Lu Jiang's eyes flashed with anger, shameless. Husband and wife are one person and should be loyal to each other, whether it is physical or emotional, regardless of gender. Feng Qingxiu sighed, it's not convenient to speak directly about this matter. We have to worry about Wan Xingguo's face. As an older military officer, under the arrangement of the army, he happily married a beautiful girl. Due to work reasons, the two places were separated. As a result, he was leading troops for training and work here, while his wife cheated on someone else in the capital. It was simply pull off his face and throw it to the ground to stomp on him 1,000 times. Lu Jiangdao, the army has just approved Shang Kun and Qiao Desheng's family leave. They are preparing to go to the capital to reunite with their wives. Commanders Sujunlin and Peng Hu are also going back to the capital to visit relatives. The latter is because Comrade Zhou Fei applied to be transferred to us. The military region art troupe was not approved. I went to find Wan Xingguo and asked him to go with Shang Kun and the others, and he picked up the military coat. Is Wan Xingguo fake? Feng Qingxiu asked. Yes, he hasn't taken a vacation in several years. Of course he has family leave. Feng Qingxiu frowned slightly. Since there is a day off, why not take a day off like Shang Kun and Xiao Desheng? Does he not pay attention to his marriage? Or does he not put his mind on marriage? None of them, Wan Xingguo answered Lu Jiang's question with a wry smile. While pouring water for Lu Jiang, he said, I wrote a letter to Comrade Chen Chen last year and wanted to take leave to visit her in the capital. I am 20 years old. It's a day's family leave, and the time spent on the road does not count, but she said that she is very busy, there are performances in the art troupe every day, and she has a heavy responsibility, and she has no time to entertain me even when I arrive. Lu Jiang suppressed the anger in his heart and said, so you won't go. Comrade Chen Chen is young, and this marriage was arranged by the army. His revolutionary feelings are not deep enough. I have to respect her wishes and give her some freedom. I can't let her think that I am too domineering, Wan Xingguo answered seriously. After hearing this, Lu Jiang really wanted to call Wan Xingguo a fool. He thought that although Wan Xingguo was old, he had little experience in this field, so he had to swallow these two words and said, don't say anything. Just type the application report and leave it to the deputy leader, and you, Shang Kun, Xiao Desheng and the others will go back to the capital, and it just so happens that the place where you are visiting relatives is also at the same place. Wan Xingguo was stunned and suddenly felt something in his heart. Comrade Commander, is something going to happen? Lu Jiang glanced at him. I don't know what happened specifically. I haven't been to the capital in these years, but there are some bad rumors from Zibao's mother's friends in the capital. Regarding you and Comrade Chen Chen, I attach great importance to it. Comrade Xingguo, you are my brother. We advance and retreat together on the same battlefield. Your business is my business. Wan Xingguo's expression changed. Comrade Lu Jiang, just tell me the truth. What happened? Let me be mentally prepared even when I go to the capital. I climbed out of the dead and can withstand any blow. Live. Lu Jiang pondered for a moment, not knowing where to start. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 826. Wan Xingguo's heart sank, and suddenly there was an ominous sign. Comrade Lu Jiang, since it concerns Comrade Chen Chen and me, I am qualified to know what is happening in the capital. Our years of comrades in arms are no match for your hesitation? Manly man, please do it better. After he said this, Lu Jiang naturally stopped hiding it. Wan Xingguo's eyes widened, and he gasped for air. His hands were clenched into fists, and the veins on the backs of his hands were exposed. His anger finally turned into a burst of gratitude. Thank you, Comrade Lu Jiang, for not letting me stay all this time I was kept in the dark. I will file an application report now. I won't go with Shang Kun and the others. I will take a plane and go back early. Okay, I'll ask the army to open a letter of introduction for you. Lu Jiang understood Wan Xingguo's behavior of rushing to the capital as soon as possible. Wan Xingguo hummed, and then said, Comrade Lu Jiang, can you lend me 200 yuan? Borrow money? Where's your salary? It's not that Lu Jiang is unwilling to borrow money, but he knows that Wan Xingguo's salary, plus subsidies, can save a lot of savings throughout the year, and his own expenses are very limited. Wan Xingguo said with a gloomy face, after I got married, I gave all my savings to Comrade Chen Chen. Later, most of my monthly salary, except for my usual expenses, was sent to her. I just feel that since I'm married, then it is the wife who is in charge of the family's finances. In this case, she feels comfortable. My salary has not been paid this month, and I only have more than 10 yuan in hand, but the air tickets and train tickets back are not cheap. You have to find a place to live, and everything costs money. Lu Zhang went home and asked Feng Qingxiu to give him 300 yuan and some food stamp money. Just one plane ticket and one train ticket can almost convert the money. You must bring some money with you just for emergencies. Here are 20 kilograms of food stamps, take them with you, and I will give you the dry food that Zibao's mother made for you when you leave. If you are poor and rich, you will definitely bring more. Although he was 40 years old, Wan Xingguo's nose still felt sore. Thank you, Comrade Lu Zhang. Lu Zhang handed him another note, where Zibao's mother lived when she was in the capital for confinement. The landlord is a veteran of the anti-Japanese war. He is a very nice person and the neighbors are very kind. If you have no place to live in the capital, please ask for help. It's absolutely no problem to take him in for a few days. Zibao's mother has prepared some gifts for the old man. If you go to the military area, you can go to Deputy Commander Zhao first. Okay, Wan Xingguo had a new understanding of Lu Zhang and Feng Qingxiu's character. He rented the other party's house for only a short period of time, but he still didn't forget his feelings after leaving, which shows his kindness. Feng Qingxiu prepared dry food for Wan Xingguo for 3 days, and made a set of clothes and 2 pairs of cotton shoes for Hong Zanjun. This set of clothes has both inside and outside, covering all seasons. She sent a telegram to Wang Xinchen for the size. After Wan Xingguo arrived in the capital after a long journey, he first went to visit Hong Zanjun. The old man was full of energy and was arguing with Lu Bing at the door. When he saw Wan Xingguo appearing at his door, he looked at him curiously and learned that he was a comrade of Zibao's father. The 2 old men immediately stepped forward and surrounded Wan Xingguo. Zibao, in a blink of an eye, I've been away for more than a year. Have you grown taller? Lu Bing's attitude was particularly enthusiastic. Wan Xingguo said with a smile, I'm taller, I'm thinner, and I look thinner than when I was a child. Lu Bing stamped his feet for a while. Lose weight? It must be because of hardship. Hong Zanjun had never seen Zibao, but after he came back, he heard his neighbors mention it. At that time, his ears were calloused, and he rolled his eyes at Lu Bing. Why do parents let their children suffer? I didn't listen to this, brother. What do you mean? As you grow taller, you will naturally lose weight. Back to the 60s, the struggle career of a charmed wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 827. After welcoming Wan Xingguo into the house, Hong Zanjun asked him to sit down and poured him water. Old comrade, please don't hurt me. Wan Xingguo stood up, took the enamel jar with the porcelain in his hands, and felt the warmth from the hot water. I took the liberty to visit the old comrade. Actually, I wanted to stay here for a few days. No problem, Hong Zanjun agreed without even asking the reason why he wanted to live there. My old man is very lonely living alone. If you come to keep me company, I am too late to be happy. This shows that my water tank someone is carrying water. Usually, young men from the neighborhood help, or water sellers deliver it directly to the doorstep. The old man said nothing about the expenses during the stay. Wan Xingguo was very grateful and hurriedly handed him the package that Lu Zhang and Feng Qingxiu had entrusted him with, and explained the whole story. Hong Zanjun's eyes immediately became moist, and he kept saying, "You're so polite, you're so polite, you're so polite. My house belongs to the state, and they live in the state's house. They left me 100 yuan and several pieces of furniture when they left. But I didn't eat much of what I had at home, and now I'm making clothes and shoes for me. I really don't know what to say." Although he deserved the 100 yuan and asked Wang Xinchen to refund it, and finally used it to help people in need. The Lu family's courtesy was fulfilled and he felt particularly comfortable. Comrade Lu Zhang and Comrade Kingxiu have always been kind people, Wan Xingguo said sincerely. You can see it, you can feel it, Hong Zanjun said. He has no wife, no children, and no family. He lives here alone. He can only interact with his former colleagues or talk to the neighbors. Suddenly he saw that Feng Qingxiu was dedicated to him. The clothes and shoes I made me deeply touched. I touched the new clothes and shoes with my calloused hands. He is a veteran and is very kind to Wan Xingguo. He cooks a meal for him in the morning and evening. Wan Xingguo stayed here at night, and during the day he wandered around the military area where Chen Chen and others belonged, without showing up or looking for Chen Chen directly. January on the Gregorian calendar is still winter, and the weather is very cold, which makes it convenient for him to be fully armed. After wandering around for 2 days, I was almost arrested by the soldiers on guard as a bad guy. What are you doing? The soldier standing guard stared at him for a long time, even though he was wearing a military uniform like himself. Wan Xingguo saluted and handed over his ID card to prove that he was not a bad person. Comrade, I want to ask you something. I don't know if it is convenient or not. What's the matter? Our military region has regulations, you can't say anything you should or shouldn't say. Seeing his attitude, Wan Xingguo swallowed all his questions. I'm here to see Comrade Zhao Hanzi. I wonder if this comrade is in the military region? If he is, please inform me and say that I am from the Tibetan military region. Those coming are soldiers under Commander Zhao Yang. If Commander Zhao is not here, then I will ask Comrade Zhang Yun. This is what Lu Zhang told him before arriving. Once they heard Wan Xingguo's origins, the soldiers on guard did not dare to neglect him. When officers from the border guards come to visit, they must of course give them a warm welcome. Zhao Hanzi is not in the military area, but Zhang Yun is, and because of his daughter, Zhang Yun is very aware of Chen Chen's affairs. He is thinking about when Wan Xingguo will arrive. This kind of thing is something a man cannot bear. When he heard that Wan Xingguo had arrived, Zhang Yun asked someone to bring him in. Old Zhao is not here, tell me what you need. The title of the previous chapter has been blocked, I am speechless. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 828. Zhao Hanzi is not here? Wan Xingguo was stunned. Logically speaking, it is more convenient to find Zhao Hanzi than to find the old general in front of him. Zhang Yun laughed. Old Zhao was transferred to the Southeast Military Region as deputy commander. I took over his previous position. Don't you guys know? It shouldn't be. Xiao Zhao is your division commander. How could you not? I heard the news. When Lao Zhao left, Lu Zhang and his children were still in the capital. Wan Xingguo scratched his head and said, it came in a hurry. Maybe the army commander forgot about it? Maybe Lu Zhang forgot, or maybe Lu Zhang said that on purpose, and actually wanted him to find Zhang Yun. Wan Xingguo remembered that Zhang Xiaoyu was Zhang Yun's daughter and heard it from Chen Chen when they were newly married. Because Wan Xingguo had not heard about the promotion of Zhao Yang's father in the army, because Zhao Yang had never publicized it, and 99% of the soldiers in the border defense force did not know Zhao Yang's family background. Wan Xingguo knew this because he and Zhao Yang had been friends for more than 10 years. Zhang Yun hummed, what's the matter with you coming here? He pretended not to know what Chen Chen was doing. Naturally, Wan Xingguo did not mention that he came here because Chen Chen was fooling around with some political commissar, and said calmly, Comrade Chen Chen works in the cultural troupe of the capital military region, and we have only been apart for a year or two after getting married. I got family leave this year, so I came to see her. I thought I want to give her a surprise, but I don't want to go to the art troupe to find her directly, so I'll come to visit you first. Men who join the army never mince words when talking, they don't have so many polite words, and they express themselves very straightforwardly. Zhang Yun nodded, Thank you for your hard work, comrade. For the sake of the country, you gave up your family and stayed in the border area. You only have 10 or 20 days of family leave every year or two to reunite with your family. Putting country before family, that's right, Wanzingwo replied seriously, Leader, I want to see Chen Chen. He originally wanted to catch the rapist himself and then question Chen Chen. With the evidence, he would be confident to negotiate with her, but suddenly he felt that it was unnecessary. Whether what Lu Zhang or the person who passed the news to them was true or false, he just wanted to see Chen Chen. Listen to what she said. Zhang Yun didn't expect Wanzingwo to be so direct, so he nodded and said, Let's go, I'll take you to the art troupe's territory. It's not a violation to meet my old son, by the way. On New Year's Day, a group of art soldiers from the art troupe performed on stage in the capital military district. Most of them are here now. The few who are not here are either locals in the capital, have family matters, or are on vacation. When they arrived, the female soldiers from the art troupe were rehearsing in the room, dancing or singing. In addition, Captain Bai and an old man were giving instructions to the female soldiers. The latter was shouting chants and directing the band accompaniment. It sounded like they were talking about luck in singing and how to make sounds. After knocking on the door and entering, Wanzingwo immediately saw Chen Chen dancing with Bai Shui. She has a slender figure, a fair face, and is as fresh as a flower. She looks better than in their border guards. There is an indescribable charm in her movements. Her clothes are thin, which makes her figure more slender. The fit, the Rolex women's watch on her wrist, is also particularly eye-catching. Zhang Xiaoyu, who did not participate in the rehearsal, saw her father at a glance and recognized Wanzingwo. However, Chen Chen did not recognize her husband. She walked forward and backward in the venue, not squinting, and continued to follow the beat of the music. Follow your own dance steps. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Back to the 60s, The Struggle Career of a Charmed Wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 829. Captain Bai spotted Zhang Yun and quickly came over and saluted, Leader Zhang. Zhang Yun returned the salute, Are you rehearsing? Yes, Captain Bai glanced at Wanzingwo, who was bowing to her, and felt that the other person looked familiar. However, she had met too many people, and if time passed, she would easily forget about him. Zhang Yun nodded. When they stop, ask Chen Chen to come out. Chen Chen, Captain Bai suddenly remembered. Isn't the person he didn't recognize Chen Chen's revolutionary partner Wanzingwo? Did he come to find Chen Chen? Captain Bai's face was still very calm, but his heart was turbulent. The little things Chen Chen did could not be hidden from her eyes and ears, and Bai Shui and Chen Chen had long been separated. However, because he was afraid of the power of political Commissar Wang, and the Su family was in a mess, Captain Bai had no time to take care of himself, so he could only turn a blind eye to Chen Chen's affairs. Zhang Xiaoyu ran over, Dad. What's your name? Dad, call me leader in the army, Zhang Yun said with a straight face and a business-like attitude. Okay, hello, old leader, salute the old leader. Zhang Xiaoyu stuck out her tongue playfully and saluted seriously. When Zhang Yun returned the salute, she chirped, Old leader, did you come to see us rehearse? I'm so sorry, your old son has embarrassed you and will have to be a worker in the audience from now on. That's good, as you don't have to jump around on stage and be looked at like a monkey. Zhang Yun thought so in his heart, but he couldn't say it in his mouth. He continued with a straight face, everything must be obeyed by the organization. You can do whatever the organization asks you to do without saying anything. Yes, Zhang Xiaoyu also felt it didn't matter. Captain Bai was listening to the conversation between their father and daughter, feeling envious in his heart. Is this a normal father-daughter relationship? As for why they didn't arrange for Zhang Xiaoyu not to go on stage, the Li family secretly told her that it was indecent for Zhang Xiaoyu to go on stage, and it would be inappropriate for her to continue performing on stage after she married into the Li family. Regarding this, Captain Bai was speechless because she had never heard that Zhang Xiaoyu and Li Jun were officially in love. When the rehearsal came to an end, she pressed Zhang Xiaoyu's business and called Chen Chen. "Calls me?" Chen Chen pointed to his nose, and was about to ask what he was being asked to do, when Zhou Fei said, "Captain Wan is here. He must be here to find you. Why don't you feel any excitement at all? If Peng Hu comes to find him, he will definitely feel ecstatic." Some in the art troupe knew about Chen Chen's scandal, and some didn't. Zhang Xiaoyu was the one who knew, while Zhou Fei and Bai Shui were the ones who didn't know. Except for Yang Fengying, Fang Ning, and others in the former, everyone else looked at Chen Chen with gloating. Let's see how she explains those scandals to her revolutionary partner. Chen Chen's face changed, filled with embarrassment, and he walked quickly to Wan Xingguo, and finally recognized that the man in front of her was her husband, but she was very unhappy. "Didn't I tell you that I didn't have time to entertain you and asked you not to come? Why are you disturbing my work?" Before Wan Xingguo opened his mouth, Captain Bai shouted, "Chen Chen, why are you talking?" Zhang Yun was also angry. "What are you talking about, girl? Comrade Wan traveled thousands of miles to visit you, and you have this attitude? Have you forgotten that you are a revolutionary couple?" Wan Xingguo was very calm. "Leader Zhang, Commander Bai, I want to talk to Comrade Chen Chen alone." Back to the 60s, the struggle career of a charmed wife. Author, Ning Xiaobai. Chapter 830. Before Zhang Yun and Captain Bai could speak, Chen Chen said first, "I don't have anything to say to you. You should go back first. Don't disturb my rehearsal. I'll talk to you when I'm free." Now, let alone Zhang Yun and Zhang Xiaoyu, even Captain Bai couldn't stand it anymore. "Chen Chen, what's your attitude?" Captain Bai was very unhappy. Chen Chen glanced at Captain Bai, but the mocking look made him understand what he meant. He had followed the same path as her, so how could he have the nerve to point fingers at her affairs here? Wan Xingguo said calmly, "Comrade Chen Chen, are you sure?" "Of course I'm sure," Chen Chen was confident and answered simply. "Okay," Wan Xingguo said without saying a word. He said directly to Zhang Yun, "Leader Zhang, can you arrange a place for me to live? I will talk to Comrade Chen Chen when she has time." "Where to stay?" "No problem, just live in my dormitory," Zhang Yun said. Chen Chen's anger finally rose. Okay, isn't it just a matter of talking? Just talk, who is afraid of whom?" Captain Bai shook her head. She didn't know what Chen Chen was thinking, and she didn't understand why she did such a thing. It was like she couldn't get away in time, but she was willing to let herself down, not feeling ashamed, but feeling proud. Zhang Yun said, "Let's talk in my office. No one dares to come close and eavesdrop." Captain Bai was considerate and said, "Then please trouble Leader Zhang and ask Comrade Zhang Xiaoyu and Comrade Chen Chen to go together and come back together after the conversation to avoid any unforeseen problems along the way." Zhang Yun gave her an appreciative look. No wonder Su Junju and his wife were fighting each other, but no one touched Captain Bai. Smart, cautious, and know how to advance and retreat. If she hadn't made the wrong move when she was young, ignorant, and vain, then her current development must not be underestimated. After sending Wan Xingguo and Chen Chen to the office, Zhang Yun took his daughter out and walked away. "Dad, I will pass the news to Sister Shui according to your wishes. Commander Wan is here now." "What will he do?" Zhang Xiaoyu whispered. After all, it was old General Zhang who couldn't bear a man who was loyal to the country. The soldier was raped by his wife to this extent, otherwise, Zhang Xiaoyu would not mind her own business, and chewing her tongue would rot her intestines. Zhang Yun sighed, I don't know what he will do. Just wait, there will be results. The results appeared quickly. Chen Chen didn't say anything, and Wan Xingguo said directly, "Comrade Chen Chen, I'm here just to get you to be right. Say what you want to say quickly. I don't have time to waste time with you. I have to rush back to rehearse. There is a dance for me to lead. I have been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. I don't want your arrival to ruin my career," Chen Chen said impatiently. Hearing this, Wan Xingguo no longer wanted that accurate statement and said, "Let's get a divorce." "What did you say? Do you know what you are talking about?" Looking at the shocked Chen Chen, Wan Xingguo suddenly felt relieved, as if the shackles on his shoulders were loosened, and he said seriously and slowly, "Since you feel annoyed when you see me, then I will let you go free, and I will tell you the army made a report and said that we live in different places and have almost no revolutionary feelings, so we dissolved the marriage, and from now on, the marriage between man and woman has nothing to do with each other." As for what Chen Chen did in the capital after his marriage, he didn't care whether it was true or false. He was too lazy to ask, investigate, or pursue the matter. If it made a big fuss, it would be of no benefit to anyone. Wan Xingguo wanted to put things to rest, but Chen Chen disagreed. "Why do you propose to divorce me? Who do you think you are?" Chen Chen became angry. She thought about 1,000 things that Wan Xi and Congress would say, but she never thought it would be divorce.